Hello, how are you? So today I'll be talking about Calluna vulgaris, or commonly known as heather, and other parts of the country it is called ling, L-I-N-G. Heather plants thrives best in full sun, well-drained soil. Now, if your soil is alkaline, you have to amend your soil because the pH soil for heather plant is 4.5 to 5.5. So to amend your soil, you can have your soil tested or you can combine it with peat moss. Calluna vulgaris or heather plant has different types of varieties. So just Calluna vulgaris has 800 varieties. This grows, the height can reach 8 to 20 inches, and it is an evergreen perennial shrub. Has different colors. Sometimes they have white and sometimes they have pink or purple. The flowers looks like a bell shape. And look at the leaves. It looks like a needle-like. The foliage looks green, dark green, but it changes to bronze or purple during winter. You can also propagate this plant from seeds or by cuttings. If you propagate this from seed, then it will take a slow germination, and oftentimes it doesn't resemble as it came from the true mother plant. As I said, it has a different varieties. Now, if you will propagate this by cuttings, that is the best way. Keep it indoors, especially if it's a cold season, and plant it during some spring and summer too, but you have to be mindful because of a drought season. Bees and other pollinators love heather. So heather plants can bloom, some of the varieties blooms in early spring, late summer, and winter. Do you know the blooms of heather and the early or the young shoots, they are edible? Yes, you can put that as a garnish, or sometimes they put it as a dried blooms for teas, and it can be a substitute for hops in beer. If you like to plant a heather, then you have to dig a hole that is twice as wide and as deep as the root ball. But be very careful because they are susceptible to root rot. So don't over water it, and avoid overhead watering because they are susceptible to powdery mildew. Those things you can avoid by overhead watering. When it blooms, it has a fragrance that smells like an almond. You can prune this on early spring. Other plants is a beautiful addition in your garden, and it is low maintenance. Since this plant is acid-loving plant, you can fertilize it by using an organic fertilizer, but be very careful when using a pure compost. This plant has also a medicinal purposes, according to folk medicine. I planted this 3 or 4 years ago, and I spaced them at least 1.5 or 2 feet. But then they're fast growers. And in some parts of the country, they are invasive. This plant is also dominant in some areas of Europe and in the US. Take a look. It's beautiful. And it's good to be planted too in a rocky terrain, and sometimes not. They're just so beautiful, and they are low maintenance. They are perennial and evergreen shrubs. Have you seen this plant before? Have a great day.